Hey guys, welcome to part 3 of our series, Radical Prayer. Today I want to address the question, how can we make a real difference in the world? And I know that there's a lot of ways that we can help people and make an impact, right? We can give our time, our resources, our heart, etc., right? But I believe that the way we can make the most difference, the way that we can get the greatest return on investment of our time, of our blood, sweat, and tears, of our sweat equity, is to influence, to find a way to influence the spiritual realm, which I believe has all or most of the impact on the physical realm. If you look up Ephesians 6 in the Bible, Ephesians chapter 6, starting with verse 10, it says that our battle, it says that our struggle, it says that the challenges we face or that we know others are facing, whether it's a marriage that might be crumbling, whether it's a kid that might be confused or rebelling, whether it's people who are out there hungry and sick or without clothing or whatever it might, or they need help in some way, they need resources in some way, whatever it might be, whether it's just a torn relationship, whether it's a financial issue, the Bible in Ephesians 6, starting with verse 10 says, our battle and our struggle is not against flesh and blood. It's against the authorities and rulers in this dark world, in this spiritual realm. And it says, if you can have an impact on the spiritual realm, you can impact the physical realm. So let me be clear from the start. Absolutely, we should go out there. We should give our time, our resources, and our hearts. We should give and serve, and it should be tangible and real. But at the same time, if that's all we're doing, and if we're not doing any of it, we should absolutely start, right, with some of it. But if that's all we're doing, we are missing the greatest impact we could possibly have. We're missing the greatest return on investment of our time, of our sweat equity that we could possibly have. Because where we can really make an impact is to influence the spiritual realm. And the Bible says that it is through prayer and fasting that we influence the physical realm because we influence the spiritual realm. Let's say that clearly, all right? You've got these two realms. You've got the realm you can see. You've got the realm where the pain and the hurt and the heartache and the sickness. And I got a great friend whose dad is going through bone cancer right now. I've got great friends who are struggling. I got multiple great friends who are struggling, through their marriage right now. I've got friends whose kids are struggling, through their just rebellion right now. I've got my kids who are struggling through medical things right now. We've got people who've got financial troubles right now. It is all around us and swirling around us, and we should do everything we can in the physical, tangible realm to help. But what I am telling you is there is no one who can do more for the people who are struggling, for all of us in this physical realm. There is no one who can do more than God. And there is no greater struggle and there's no greater influence and impact on those things in the physical realm than what's happening in the spiritual realm. Than the forces of good and the forces of evil literally fighting against each other over your soul, my soul, and their souls and their lives and their joy and their situations, right? And I'm saying if we can find a way, even just to have a pinprick, even just to have a push, right? Even just a millimeter of a shift in the spiritual realm, then it could have reverberations, right? Like a pebble dropping in the lake. It could have a ripple effect in a huge way in the physical realm. And the way that we do that, the Bible says, is fasting and prayer. And my question here on our part 3 of radical prayer is, if we know that's true, and some of you might not even believe it at all, and thanks for sticking with me this far then, but for those of you who believe it, if we believe that the spiritual realm is going to have the greatest impact on our children's futures, on our children's lives, on our marriages, on our careers, on our passions, on our goals, on our health, on our sickness, on all these different things, on our joy every day, if we believe the spiritual realm has the most impact on the physical, then why aren't we fighting in the spiritual more? Why aren't we saying there's not enough hours of the day in the day? Why aren't we saying I want to spend more hours, not seconds or minutes, more hours on my knees, face down, in the spiritual realm, not even knowing what the heck I'm doing, but crying out to God and saying, God, I don't even know what to pray. I don't even know what to do for 2 hours here on my knees, but I know this is the only place where help truly exists. I know that the greatest impact I can have on my life, my family's life, and the lives of the people all around me is to get here on my knees before you and say, it's you, not me. And say, you've got to show up. You've got to do something, God. And if you don't do something, then there's only so little I can do. If you don't act, there's only so little I can do. So I would challenge us. Can we ask God to help us, to give us a greater grace, to give us a desire to spend more time literally on our knees, face down, fasting and in prayer before Him on a consistent basis, crying out for the people around us and making a pinprick, moving, shifting that atmosphere just a millimeter, having some kind of effect on the spiritual realm so that in the physical realm, the things that surround us and swirl around us, it will absolutely be changed by the one who can actually make a real difference. All right, thanks guys.